Good morning. It's Pastor Bob Grenier from Calvary Chapel in Visalia, California. In the book of 1 Peter in chapter 2, beginning in verse 18, Peter gives instruction on how slaves were to relate to their masters. And the principles that are taught there in 1 Peter chapter 2 are applicable today to employees in terms of how they would get along with their bosses. Basically, Peter says that employees or slaves were to be submissive to their employers in a respectful manner, regardless of what the employer was doing. What he says is, servants, be submissive to your masters with all fear, not only to the good and gentle, but also to the harsh. And then Peter says, for this is commendable if because of conscience toward God, one endures grief, suffering wrongfully. So it's a commendable thing to endure grief if you've suffered wrongfully. He then poses a statement or a question. He says, what credit is it if when you're beaten for your faults, you take it patiently? And of course, the answer would be it's not really of any credit to you. But when you do good and suffer for it, if you take it patiently, this is commendable before God. So these two scenarios, to be patient if you're suffering because of something you've done, that's good. It's not really to your credit. But if you haven't done anything wrong and you're suffering at the hands of your boss and you take it patiently, that is of great value, very commendable in the eyes of God. And then finally, he says that for to this you were called, because Christ also suffered for us, leaving us an example that you should follow his steps. So what Christ went through, he hadn't done anything wrong, and he suffered. And it's his example that's been given to us. It's his example that we're to follow. So the Lord will bless you in your job, in your place of employment, and he will bless the attitude of your heart. And may the Lord just give you grace and give you peace and give you power to be patient, just to bear up underneath what it is that you might be going through. So may God richly bless you today.